Cloud. We're gonna go cloud.
Okay. The reason why I know because it says click OK. All right, guys. Hi, everybody. So my name is Tasha. I am 29 years old. I am from the island of Maui, Hawaii. I am a stay-at-home mom of two. Found this business in 2015, you guys. And let me tell you guys, my story is probably not like a lot of people. I joined this business to prove that it didn't work. My husband's a tattoo artist. We own a barbershop. And so he was an entrepreneur already. And I came across this, one of my girls, my enroller actually. And she's like, send me this whole novel, you guys. But mind you, I watched her for a whole month straight. And I talk like so mad crap about her. I'm like, this girl is so silly. It's so crazy. I never liked anything. I basically shadow watched her the entire month. So if she had not reached out to me, I would not be here today. She asked me to join. She sent me this whole novel. I'm like, girl, sign me up. Let me just prove that it doesn't work. And then you leave me alone. Right. And so she's like, okay, I'm cool with that. I signed up right there. Made at income disclosure, I made money in the first 2 months. And then I kind of did nothing, you guys. I basically just kind of gave my enroller every excuse in the book. Fast forward to 9 months into the business. So I joined in May. In January, my upline came. She's told me to do all these things, and I did it. You guys, I went from a ruby to a double diamond in 28 days. Next month, my husband went double. The following month, we went triple diamond. So 11 months to the business. I promoted to triple diamond, and here I am, 5, 6. You guys, I have like 3 hours of sleep. I'm so sorry. 6 years into the business, and I am still a triple diamond, and that is totally okay. There's just so much more to my story. I've been in the deepest valleys, but yet I'm still here because I know that there's a plan for me. So a little bit about me. And then let's kind of get into mindset. So I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I'm a red. I'm a very red personality. Take no excuses. I just tell me what to do. I'll make money. Just tell me what I gotta do, right? And so I thought I was Miss Tarantaran and I didn't need personal development. I was like, my mind is strong. I don't need no personal development, no mindset. I'm good. And I think, to be honest, that's really why I stayed where I was for a very long time, was because my mindset wasn't there. And I didn't have that belief. I didn't do that personal development, which really molded me. Like those from 2016 up until now, I've molded into such a good leader. And I'm so glad that God held me back from Presidential Diamond. You guys, we missed it by 10,000 in volume, crushed. But I feel like I'm such a good leader now, and I've grown so much because of personal development and the mindset. There's a quote, and you guys probably hear it all the time. It says, if you think you can or you can't, you are right. And so your mind is powerful, you guys. And if you guys think it can happen. But what you put out is what you guys get back. And that's huge. Mindset, they talk about journaling and all these things. Positivity comes out of you. You get positivity back. And so mindset, personal development is huge. And I'm not reading your guys' things because I am ADD. Okay, so but and then when you guys are like my thing, maybe some people are like, what is good personal development for you? And probably that's what Tavia was going to ask me. It's just really what you want to grow in at this exact moment. So is it leadership? So not every book, Pam Souter told me, you are going to read a book, and if you're not interested in it, it's because you're not ready for that book yet. And so you guys can get all these books from all these top leaders and see what they're reading, but it's really what you need work in. And that's the book that's going to catch your attention.
I love that. So first off, okay, yeah, she said what she said. She said 28 days. Okay, but that's a total separate Zoom. Okay, because I didn't even know this. But okay, so here's what I want you to kind of segue into before we go to Carissa. So talk to me about overwhelm. First and foremost, you guys, those of you on here, is anyone feeling overwhelmed in their business, life, everything? Just all of the above. Just pick D. All the above. But seriously, drop a 1 if you are. Drop a 1 if you are that person that's like, look, I'm not even new, and you're not even sure if it's directly from the business that you're feeling overwhelmed, but it's everything, right? Can we just get an amen for that? So So, Tasha, talk to us from that perspective, because I know this is probably something you've walked through. Maybe you still walk through it. Maybe you have tips, but what would you share for someone that's really feeling the struggle bus?
So again, I am red, and me feeling overwhelmed is every single day. Okay. The thing is you guys, is think about this. Would you rather be overwhelmed than underwhelmed, if that's even a word? You know what I mean? Wouldn't you guys want your guys' plate overfilling rather than it being dry? And and for me, what I think is overwhelmed is a good feeling. But if you're going to sit there and wait until you've got life under control and you're not overwhelmed, like, girl, sister, you're gonna be waiting for years, forever. Okay. You just gotta do everything. And I feel you get the most done when you're overwhelmed. Um, there, um, I suffer from really bad anxiety, you guys. I have two kids. I used to own a barber shop, so I'd have 200 phone calls a day. And the thing is that I ask God to eat. If he's giving me food, I can't complain about how much food he's giving me, right? Because there are people that are praying for the amount of things that are coming into your life, the amount of host to post that you're getting, the amount of PLCs and all these people, you guys can't keep up with it, right? People are praying for that and you're getting that. And you're going to sit there and be like, I can't do this because I'm overwhelmed. Sis, this business is meant to work at your own time. Work the business when you can. For me, I used to be like, I gotta get back to her and her and her right when she messages me. But I'm just like, sis can wait, right? If I gotta take a step back and I gotta take a chill pill, or I gotta take a 5 minute nap, or I gotta take a walk around the park or whatever it is to just calm my nerves, come back. I'm still overwhelmed, but I'm still blessed. And so my biggest tip for you guys, and I don't know if anybody will walk away with this, even just one of you guys, is you guys still gotta push through being overwhelmed. Because when that moment and your well is dry, you're gonna wish you were overwhelmed with all these people coming to you, all these hostables, all these PLCs, all these PDTs that you guys can't even get rid of. If you guys follow a lot of top leaders, their phone and their messages are like 99 plus. Yet they get back to it when they can and they're still successful. So keep that in mind. We joined this business to work at our own pace. Sis, feeling overwhelmed, take a step back, do whatever you got to do. Some confianza, I eat that thing like candy all day, every day. But the thing is, just remember your why. And I thank God for allowing me to be overwhelmed because I asked him for it. So
I love that. Absolutely love that. And before I go to you, Carissa, I just want to add something to this, guys. So, um, first and foremost, I want to know a show of hands who the people that said they were overwhelmed. Okay. I want to know a couple things. Here's a really serious question, and I want you to be super honest when you answer this. Okay. Is when it is work time, do you honestly and truly 1000% believe that it is an intentional work session? Or are you rather consuming social media and comparing? You're consuming and you're not creating content, but you're consuming that video. Then it goes to the next video. Then somehow you end up on TikTok, and then you're over on Instagram. And then you're like, oh, hey, here's this message for host to post. Yay. And then you're back over here. I mean, seriously, right? And so I ask, so is it true that you're overwhelmed with this business because this business is too much to handle? Or are you just allowing all the other external influences to come in to influence you, right? Those things are never going to go away. I'm going to tell you right now, social, it's only going to get busier, right? You got kids. Even if you don't have kids, I don't care if you have animals, if you're a caretaker, if you're a college student, if you're a single person with nothing, you're still busy to some extent. So let's just stop comparing the antics that, oh, I'm more busier than you and you're more busier than me and this is going on. At the end of the day, we all have life happening. And I think, like Tasha is saying, like, no matter what though, like, it's always going to happen. There is no button that you can push to be like, pause, hold up a second. I need to take all this in because too much is happening right now and I'm going to lose my you know what, right? We can't. There is no pause button. And I think what happens is that you get so overwhelmed and you're not taking the break that she's suggesting. So what happens is you start to panic, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't do this, I can't do this. Okay, so something's got to drop because I can't do it all. But then what happens is all of it drops. Like you're like juggling all these things, and all of a sudden all the balls are just going to drop around the floor, right? And then you're like, well, shoot, I didn't get any of it done. Well, yeah, no wonder, right? Because when you have this overwhelmed feeling, it's going to lead to panic or anxiety. It's going to lead to fear, and then it's going to lead to paralyzation. You are literally at a standstill in your life, in your marriage, in your relationship, in business, in friendship. Think about this, guys. So it's not to say that this business itself is the one thing holding you back in this life or the one thing that's overwhelming you. It is everything. And until you start to put things or people, ooh, that's no whole nother Zoom, in the place that they deserve to be in your life, then you will constantly be in this state. And so my prayer for you guys is you got to ask yourself if everything is falling apart around you, what we tend to say, like everything's just falling apart, like, oh my, I've been there, right? Everything is falling apart, and it seems like you're a puzzle and all the pieces are just falling to the ground, right? So I don't even know if this was a quote or something I read. It says, before you pick up every single piece or every single person that fell to the ground, whatever relationship ended, ask yourself, did it fall to the ground because God wants it to lay there? Or did it fall to the ground and I'm supposed to pick it back up? Because not everything that falls apart around you is for you. And at the end of the day, if you don't try to take the time to determine if it's for you or if it's not for you, if it's what God intended for you, if it's not what God intended for you, then you're never going to be able to kind of step into the journey that I think he's had for you this whole time. Hence, you will always be in this overwhelming state, right? So I really just want you guys to understand that too. I've been in this business for 60. We've been in this business, probably all three of us, for a long time. I think that the highest of the highest moments and the deepest of the deepest moments, and not just business related, whether it's deaths in our family, right? Whether it's deaths in the family, whether it's people leaving our team, whether it's marriage issues, whether it's friendship issues, you name it, jobs, right? So don't be so quick to think that your life and all the hardship that you're going through right now is not something that some of us have walked through too. And I think sometimes we're so quick to look at all these other amazing leaders, because we do it too, and we say, gosh, I just wish that I could just have what she has. I just wish I could be at that level. I wish, I read the book Think Like a Monk, and he says, I wish is code for I'm not willing to do anything different. Because if you wish for something, then you're not willing to grab whatever by the you know what and decide that you deserve this too. Because when I look at another woman doing her thing, you guys, you either do two things. You either say, good for her, or you're like, you know what, sis, she is doing her thing. And she is proof that if she can do it, I can do it, right? So I think there's just a difference. So that's what I just wanted to add to that. So Carissa, girl, tell me your 90-second story. But then I want you to go into your idea of mindset.
Okay. I got that wrote down so I can remember after I tell my story, because I got ADD too. So I'm Carissa, triple diamond. I've been with the company 9.5 years, from New Jersey, single mom of 2 that are now 10 and 16, full-time caretaker to my dad that has dementia, work from home full-time for the last 7.5 years, retired at the age of 30 from this business. Excited because I'm still feeling like it was day one. Continuing to have that self-motivation and just going into the mindset of thing. Well, I can do it quick since I'm still within my 90 seconds, Tasha. I'll do a quick rundown. So Ruby, my executive, my first month, Ruby the next month, Emerald month 11, Diamond month 13, Double month 14, and then Triple year 3. And so exciting and just over the top excited. And yes, we all been through a lot. We all have been through everything happening. And that's why we so much try to preach to everyone else about these things so that you don't go through them. Mindset for me has been in place since I was younger. Coming from a background of retail, medical assistant in the medical field, always being a worker since I was 14, just always addicted to working, and being just in the right place with the right people, giving me books on leadership, me just always wanting to go on and beyond whatever it is to be able to promote to the next thing. And so, I'm somebody at the age of 19 that was already making like 40,000 a year and was like, oh wow, this is exciting, and having those people around me giving me these leadership books and stuff like that. So that introduced me to the network marketing business and industry, where then I came across this company 3 companies later. And from there, it's just been a sailwind. I mean, I already knew that through business and through just everything in life, you got to have everything lined up right. I was in previous companies that just had that right now money in place, but didn't have that residual set up correctly. And coming here, the residual was set up correctly, plus the right now money is set up correctly. On top of that, we also have the community that's amazing. And so to have all those 3 things together in one place was just mind blowing. Like, it has me set where every time somebody else is ready to come in my ear about something, there's nothing you can tell me, because I'm not the type of person that is materialistic. So flashy stuff don't push me away. Like, I swirl out, yeah, but it's not going to push me over there. So that's just me. I've always seen things from a positive mindset. I always try to manifest positivity, because I my first thing I was introduced to as far as personal development go was The Secret, and that stuck with me from back. My sponsor had us all sit down in the living room and watch The Secret, so that's been stuck with me since back then, and continuing to just manifest stuff, manifest. That's been stuck with me. So I've always had that mindset just from that one thing alone that stuck with me. And from there, it's just keeping the right people around you, keeping the right people within your circle. And then as you continue to grow, I'm at the point now in my life where you can say one thing to me, and if it's negativity, I will X you out. Like, that's just me. I'm now at a point where my circle continues to get smaller, only because I know that I have way more to accomplish, and I have less tolerance for the negativity, less tolerance for the BS, less tolerance for anyone trying to give those extreme excuses. Look at them ready with the YouTube links. Less tolerance for just anything that's not pushing towards the way I'm going. So as time continues to go on, and I'm 38 now, if I ain't said that yet, as time continues to go on, I continue to push forward. I continue to look at things in a different light and always be ready for what can happen that may, try to change things, and be ready to still stay back in the way I need to be. If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. And I love that. One thing that I was thinking of, let's just segue into it right now, Carissa, and I want you to touch on this. So someone had commented too about, okay, like, I know I'm busy. Like call a spade a spade. We know we're busy. No one is exempt from being busy in their life, right? We get this. But what about, or what tips do you have where it's like, okay, I've got this, and this going on. How do I get all of it done? What is your tip for like the consistency or staying focused?
Listen, I'm the ultimate person where it comes to everything being thrown on your plate and still coming out on top. That's just me personally. And being in this spot, thrown into this life, has shown me way less empathy to have towards a lot of excuses that get thrown my way. Back in December 2019, when my mom passed, I then instantly became a caregiver to my dad with dementia. That then it started to advance to the point where now he's starting to, I have to call the police to find him. To then having my son at the same time going through early stages of autism, where we're trying to figure out what's wrong. Why is all this happening? So I got all of this going on. Then the pandemic hits, and now we all stuck in the house. And I'm also now trying to still figure out how I'm going to keep my dad in the house. How am I going to focus on getting my son all these different things he needs, all these therapies, the speech class, the occupational therapy, the therapist, all this stuff, and then still stay on top of my dad with his diabetes and dementia, his moods. If you know what dementia and Alzheimer's is, they ain't angry, they ain't nice people all the time, and he ain't. And I be over here like, whew. So I go through that. Then I'm going through just continuing to work my business at the same time and trying to focus on having it all level. Plus, I have an older kid. Plus, I got a niece here. It's a lot of us here working together to make this operation work. But if you have your plan in place, and instead of complaining about stuff, change your attitude and say, what can I do to make this change better? Then that's when things change. And that's what I continue to do. Every time something would happen where it will put me down and make my anxiety and panic attack start, I would figure out and say, what is it I'm supposed to do to make this situation better? Oh, I know what I can do. I can get cameras. Got cameras. Okay, that didn't work. I need motion sensor cameras. Motion sensor cameras. Oh, you know what? I need them around the house, outside. I got a fort I got a fort now on my phone of everything so I can see everything. So if you got to do what you have to do to keep yourself together, that's what you got to do. Kel, the dog has the glasses. Can you get the glasses, please, from the dog? He's chewing on the glass. You can't have the glasses. Sorry. And then there's 5 animals in this house too. So we got those going around here too. And I'm watching a turtle out this side that looked like he tried to jump out the tank, and the dog, it's a mess. So to be able to just continue to balance my day, it has to be structured. I wake up, I get that couple of minutes to myself. I get my dad together, get him fed, get him back in bed. Those couple of hours in between, I'm focused on my kids and focused on my business. Back up again, get my dad back together, get him back to bed. He's in bed by 8 o'clock max. That way I can get on these Zooms. And now I have the time to myself to focus on myself, to get myself my cup filled back up. For these 5 loads of clothes that's sitting in front of me, I'm still folding since yesterday. So, you got to stay focused on things. You got the coffee that's keeping you motivated and energized. You just got to do the different stuff, like having those right people in your circle. Like all of that comes together to make the wheels turn. And I promise you, if I ain't have sleepy tea to be giving me that best sleep ever, if I ain't had my phone on silent for the last 3 years to be able to have some just peace, because those dings will get you. Just all of that together makes my day the way it is. You just gotta be able to tell yourself what is it that you're trying to accomplish and how can I get it done? Not sitting up there complaining about what's gonna happen. You gotta actually have a solution. And I'm a solution person. So if somebody comes to me with an issue, I'm gonna give you a solution. I'm not gonna sit there and stay down in the bottom with you. I'm a solution person. That's just me. Hopefully that helped y'all.
I love
So
that.
I'm red too.
Well,
I'm red too.
I could not tell. And it's true. I think, in the beginning, it's like we don't even realize that we're attributing or we're adding to the problem versus being a part of the solution. And we wonder when we go to our upline being like, oh my God, my team don't want to work and da 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 da. And you want to be like, yeah, but okay, but did you just hear like what you said? Here's the thing that I learned too. Let's be all the way real. How many of you have complained about your team, but you yourself, boo, are not enrolling like you should? You're not posting like you should, but you want to call somebody else out. Woo! Right? I mean, to call yourself out at the end of the day, right? Sometimes I think the hardest thing to do is self-reflection. When we self-reflect, we have to truly deal with where we're lacking, and that's difficult, right? The hardest person to call out sometimes is yourself, but I will tell you, when you start to call yourself out and you start to hold yourself accountable, it's not so much calling yourself out to make you feel bad. It's calling yourself out to hold yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, if I know what I want to accomplish, but I'm not putting forth the effort to make it happen, then I have absolutely no right to complain where I'm at in my life. And I think that we can all kind of understand and relate to that, right? And whether it's our upbringing, whether it's our, current situation, and she's a no excuse type of person. Does that mean that she doesn't think that things happen? Absolutely not. She's human too. But at the end of the day, you if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So what is your plan? Do you wake up knowing exactly what you want to get done? I think one of the best things or tips that I ever got in this business was, listen, when you wake up in the morning, it's too late at that point to plan your day. You have got to start planning your day the night before. And I encourage you guys to take, even if it's 10 minutes, what appointments do I have? So I've used something in my head, and I don't know if this can help anyone, but in my head, I've got this like little, like almost like checklist process, right? So the first thing in my head is like, okay, what is something I have to get done tomorrow? Is it purpose? So purpose, priority, and push. So purpose has to get done because it is a part of my purpose. I cannot walk along the journey that God's intended for me if this does not get done. So it is getting done, and it is getting done first, right? That is like my purpose. Like I've got to get this done. Then there's priority things, right? So priority things could be like appointments for kids and like, oh, I got to pick up that grocery pickup because we have absolutely no food. Priority things that are important that you would love to get done in the same day. And so they kind of go second. Push is anything that, you know what, it's great if I got it done, but I can push this and I can feel okay about pushing it to the next day, to later in the day, to 2 days from then, right? Here's the thing that I used to think was admirable, being super mom, super woman. It's not. At the end of the day, when you saying yes to other people is saying no to you, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And I don't care at what point you got to wake up at some point and say, you know what? Is this protecting my joy today? Is this protecting my peace? Are you trying to come for me? Because if you're trying to come for me, then we have to exit stage left, because you cannot continue to allow people to take. Then you're never getting filled back up. And you're wondering why you're ready to go to sleep at 6 p.m. You're wondering why you're snapping at your kids, why your marriage is falling apart, right? Why you have a failing marriage, failing business, and your relationship with your kids is trash, right? And hopefully, I mean, I pray that none of you are in that state, but let's be real, it happens, you know, and we can't be 10%ing all over the place. You know, jack of all trades, listen, at the end of the day, that's great. We all think it's awesome. Oh, I can do all this. That's great. But I'm going to tell you right now, someone who is a jack of all trades is never 100% in on something. You ask them, are you 100% in on this? Nope, not this. What about this? Nope, not this. What about this? They can 10% all day long, and they're great at doing that, right? But when it comes down to it, could you truly and honestly depend on you for that one thing to get done? Probably not, right? So, okay, now Tasha, let me go to you. So one of the things that I want to kind of go to, this is a huge question I get asked all the time, organization. Okay, like I know I have to get a plan and I know I got to do this, but do I do a schedule book? Do I do a planner? Do I do my phone? Blah, blah, all the things. How do I organize myself, whether I'm new or not new?
Okay, so I will give you guys everything that is in this. Okay, I call it my It Works Bible. This is probably gonna have to be for another Zoom, but you guys, I am so organized when it comes to the business, but I'm not organized when I gotta pay my own bills. Okay, my cable turned off a couple times, electric did. I have to like lie to my husband. He's like, you don't even take care of the household stuff, but I'm on it. I know where everything comes from. So I have this thing called an It Works Bible, and this is what I carry on everywhere. I travel so much. My husband tattoos. We travel almost every other month. I CrossFit. I have I compete for CrossFit. I'm all over the world all the time. So I have this book. I saw yours, Tavia. And it just has little tabs. So it's my It Works Bible, and it basically says I have enrollments, samples, host to post affirmations. I journal every single day. That is something that I do every single day. I do affirmations as like me speaking it into existence. I am a good leader, just so that I feel good, because there are some days that I don't feel like a good leader. There's some days that I feel like I let my team down. There's some days that I don't feel like working the business, and I have to remind myself that like I am still a good leader. So I feed that to myself every single day. So enrollment, samples, host to post, affirmations, and my 100th miss. Okay. And so I carry this around, and it has little tabs. And I'm very organized with like my enrollments, and just everything. Okay. I have about 800 host to post stuff. So that's something else that we could talk about after. And then I also use Google calendars, you guys. I'm very, very, very busy. Just like you guys, I don't have a 9 to 5, but I have my son and my daughter, my niece and my nephew and my sister and my mom and just everybody, my husband, and just, just we have the mom duties and wife duties and all that stuff. So I use Google Calendar, and I kind of really just block off the important parts. So if you guys don't use Google Calendar, I'm sure you guys can use anything. But this way I can change one day and it changes the entire month, the entire year, until I change it. So some things are non-negotiable. I put that first, every first of the month. What's my non-negotiable? Sleep, right? What time I gotta put my kids to bed, what time I'm sleeping, what time I'm waking up. I do 5 a.m. power hours. Sometimes, sorry, Nicole, when I show up, we do 5 to 7 a.m. CrossFit is the non-negotiable. That is how I let my stress out, okay? I work out every single day from 8 to 9:30. No miss. No miss. And so I do Google Calendars. Whatever is important, I put it in there in red. Everything else that there's nothing there belongs to my business. Okay. So that's one way that I stay organized. I mean, I use a calendar here and there, but for me to get organized, and I'm not saying I follow it like Carissa, she got her life together over here. It's like a tornado in the house every day. Like it's like what I gotta do, where I gotta go, forget, pick kids up, whatever. But at least this way I can kind of, it gives me alerts like 30 minutes before a Zoom. It's gonna say you have a Zoom in 30 minutes. You guys can do a 15-minute alert, 5-minute alert, whatever. So that's kind of just what I kind of just use in the background, right? Because it alerts on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a Zoom. I totally forgot. And then another thing, so that Google Calendars keeps me very organized. My It Works, my It Works thing. And then I also have like my journal book that I journal every single morning. So important. I feel like this is a part of my day. And if I don't do it in the morning, then I'll do it midday or at night. But my best, I try to do it every single day. And then lastly, because I know some of you guys, I did see some of you guys were commenting and you guys were saying like, you're very busy. How do I get work done? I have my task list here. I'll show you guys. I'm color coded and everything. So I make one for a whole new week. And this, I'm not agreeing though. So
Holy
um
anxiety.
yes, but this is just for me. And it looks like a lot, but it's just really everything like broken up, like 25 message, 25 message, you know what I mean? So it's like that way I'm not doing all, I don't feel like I gotta do everything and sit there for like 5 hours, right? It's like I got 10 minutes, that's all I'm doing. What am I knocking off this list in 10 minutes? And you guys can work this business in 10-minute increments. If you're getting on your phone to work, not like, how TV was saying, we go to one video and then by the time we know it's like 2 hours and we watch 500 videos, right? So very, when I jump on my phone, it's 10 minutes. That's all I have. I get as much task as it. And that's why I break it up like this so that I am able to cross off my task and feel good about that 10-minute work session. So you don't have to be on your phone all day. Somebody's just on a Zoom and somebody's like, if you're on your phone all day, girl, you should be a black diamond already. I'm like, you're right. Your phone's in your hand 24/7 and you feel it's glued to you. She was like, you should be a black diamond already. It's in your phone all the time, right? And then couple other things, you guys. There's different seasons in your life, right? And so now everybody's transitioning back to school, right? Now we're going back to school, not distant learning anymore. Everybody's going back to school. This way, you guys, you're gonna have so much time on your hands. Your kids are not there. You're not feeding somebody 560,000 meals a day. How's my kids gonna survive in school because they eat like 500 million meals a day? But this way, so now what can you do? You guys get your guys kids up at 6. Can you get your butt up an hour early? Get that hour just for you. If I miss my 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. power hour Zoom, my day goes to crap. I don't feel good. And then my kids get the crappy end of the stick. And then my husband, because I didn't feel like I worked today, right? Whereas if I got up from the 5 to 7 and I worked my business for those 2 straight hours, clean for a half an hour, got my kids up, now I feel like I can work in 10-minute increments. So it's just either try to wake up an hour early or stay up an hour later. You gotta do something. You have to. So I hope that helped a little
I
bit with
love that.
organizing.
I do. I love that. What's interesting about this, you guys, and she was talking about, how it's just she has some things that are non-negotiables. And I hope you guys all had that. So hear me out. I know some of you, I see some have kids, but seriously, who has someone that you maybe you're married? So drop a one if you're married, if you have kids, if you're a caretaker, if you, gosh, I don't know, you have someone that you have to look after. Okay. The reason why I'm asking this is because of this. If you think about this from the perspective of, okay, if you're that person that has to every single day pour into other people, maybe it's one, maybe it's 30, right? Because let's be real, we kind of we tend to give a lot to other people versus just giving it back to ourselves, right? But if you were to look at this from the perspective of, okay, so I got to wake up every single morning and I have 60 people on my agenda that I have to give a part of myself to. Now, here's my question. Who feeds you? You feed them, but who feeds you? I mean, it's a very logical question. And I think in the beginning of my business, I didn't know what self-development was. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Like when they be like, oh, do self-development, I mean, like, if you don't tell me what that means, like I don't, everyone's a self-development, go to YouTube, just search it. Oh, but seriously though, when I got to understand what it was, that like my mind was a muscle, just like my, my arms or my quads that I could build, right, by working at it. Same thing goes for my mind. And I realized that, oh my gosh, this is where I was lacking. Oh, it makes perfect sense. But so I'm going back, but who feeds you? You're feeding all those people, and every single day, it's the cyclical effect, right? Every single day you wake up knowing you have to give out, and it could be first thing in the morning. My 6-year-old, I swear to you, he'll be like tapping on my forehead, mommy, mommy, waffles, waffles, right? Okay. How many of you have those kids? You don't, like, for real, like if you don't go eat a Pop-Tart and get out of my face, I swear to you right now, right? But like seriously, it's like it pop early in the morning, right? So if I'm not up at 2 a.m., I'm dramatic. But like if I'm not up earlier to start my day, then like she's saying, it kind of goes to crap. And it's not for me a lack of like wanting it to go better. Of course I want it to go better. But why it goes so far left so fast is because you immediately woke up coming from a state of lack, meaning your cup is empty, sis, and you're still trying to pour out and there ain't nothing coming out. So what you're doing, I'm pulling from Thursday. Girl, it is Wednesday. I'm pulling from Thursday. So I have some serious rehab to do, right? If you think about it in that perspective, I'm a visual person. So I'm like I'm sitting over here and I'm pulling from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Like all these things. And I'm trying to just get through the day. Does anyone feel like that? So I'm going to tell you something right now. If you are not doing something for you, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't care if it's your wife, your husband, your kids, your friends, whoever, they don't understand why you do it. They don't have to. It's not for them. Because if it was for them, then you would get their input. It's not for them. So you got to figure out what fills your cup. My husband is not responsible for my happiness. My kids, they're not responsible for my happiness. It has to come from within me, from Jesus, from somewhere other than what I am giving out, right? And I have to come at my day in overflow. Because if I'm not coming into my day from overflow, I'm already dry. Right? I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out before 11 a.m. Can I get an amen? Some of you feel like, you know what? I need to just go back to bed because this day is shot, like done, spent. I'm over it, right? Seriously, I've had those days, right? But I know that when I have those days, it's because I didn't get up early enough to do what I needed to do for me. I'm not doing my affirmations in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, like whatever you do, right? So does this make sense? I really want you guys to understand, like, we say it's a non-negotiable, but no, you need to live as if it is a non-negotiable, because I'm telling you right now, you think you can sustain long-term coming from a place of lack, you will not. You will not. No one can do it. We're not exempt from it, right? So hopefully that makes sense. So Carissa, let me flip back to you really fast. So what I want you to kind of spin off of this is I want you to talk vision. I think so many times when we're in business and we're like, okay, I got a plan, I got my affirmations, sis is feeling herself, like I'm doing it, right? But it's like, okay, but I don't know what I want. Like I just want more money, but I don't know how to see long term. What would you say for that?
So that's when you have to put your plans in place. For me, it's vision boards. For me, it's the dissection of the vision boards. For me, it's breaking everything down piece by piece. And, it's the same thing with the promotion. If you want to go for the next promotion, you got to break it down piece by piece. You got to break it down day by day. You got to know where you're supposed to be each day to make it happen. So that's the same thing with anything in life. Me personally, my vision board has a lot of different things on it that I wanted to accomplish. And the only way I was going to get it accomplished is by putting action to it. It wasn't going to come to me. I had to put action to it. So that's when I started putting action to getting things accomplished. And I have everything in place to get it done. So my thing is keep it in front of you. I'm also a visual learner. So I'm someone that needs to also keep things physically in front of me for me to be able to remember it and keep keep focused on it. I have vision boards all around my room. I call them my mad scientist boards. They're dry erase boards that I that I'm able to stick up on my walls, and I can write on all the different boards all over my walls with dry erase markers. So, so that helps me with being able to keep every goal on my boards. How many LCs I got right now? How many DTs I got right now this month? Who's focused on what goals they're trying to accomplish this month on my team? What was y'all promotions y'all were going for? Affirmations is on the board. Bigger affirmations is on there. Different wordings and things that I tell myself is on there. Different things that stick out from different Zooms. I do keywords and things. I put them on there. I have a Wheel of Life board of different things that I focus on every day to be able to accomplish and make sure I do something in every area every day, from self-care to work to business to the kids to furthering myself towards cooking better, all different things. It's like 12 to 14 spokes I have. And when I lay down and look at it, I say, oh, well, shoot, one of those I didn't hit today. I still got time, I can do it. So that's what I do. That's what I do and have in place to help me out.
I love that. You know, and it's I wouldn't say like, it's not that just because we've been in this business for a long time, like, oh, you're just really good at vision. No, I think vision looks different for everyone. I think that, you know, it's when you like, it's almost like when I think of my vision, I think of what my life looks like with my eyes closed. Right? Like, let's be like when I'm closing my eyes, it's what I emotionally can see that's happening. And I get super descriptive because what I have found is the more in depth and emotionally connected I can get to it, the more that I'm driven by it unconsciously, right? And that goes, no, it's no different than you guys posting about the business or opportunity. And we say, you guys got to emotionally connect with your audience. You got to emotionally connect, like whenever they're reading it, they got to emotionally connect. You're no different with yourself. Right. And I know Tasha said it in the beginning, it's almost like your mind is so powerful, right? And it believes what you tell it. And if you condition it to tell it that, oh my gosh, we're going to do this, and we're going on this Disney cruise, and we're paying off this debt, and we're doing, and it's like a constant. It's a constant. But if you're constantly telling yourself all the negatives, like, oh, gross, sis, you need to lose weight. Oh, so you didn't take your products today. Great job. Oh, wait, you're a bad mom again. Like all this stuff. It's like, what happens? You start to believe that you don't deserve anything above what you're telling yourself, right? It's a vicious cycle. And people often ask, well, how do I break it? Just stop. Just stop. You replace one negative thought with one positive thought and you start there. You know, no one is sitting here saying that you can't ever have a negative thought again. No, we're human, right? But you've got to become more self-aware. So when it enters your mind, what do they say? Hold every thought captive, right? Take a hold of that, like physically, like again, I'm visual. Act like you're wrangling a friggin', I don't even know, but whatever. You get my point. Grab that thought and be like, be gone. No, we're replacing this with this. Here's what I thought too. For the longest time, it is not going to work just to push the negative thoughts out of your head. You've got to replace them, because pushing negative thoughts out of your head, that's great to say you're going to do that. But until you replace it with something, your mind will constantly go back there. So you've got to replace it with something positive, right? And another thing too, you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but did you know that a leader never has 2 consecutive good days? Like, we're not exempt. Do you think that every single day is just cupcakes and rainbows and it's sunshine and we're getting great messages from 1,000 customers a day and we're signing up 3,000 distributors a day? No, absolutely not. Right? Okay. I don't have 800 hosted posts like Tasha, but we're working on it. We're working on it. But seriously though, we never have 2 good days in a row. Never, 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 never. So get it out of your head that if you think that that's what you have to be a leader, absolutely not. Leaders, the only difference between someone that may call themselves a leader or identify as a leader is we're resourceful. We're a part of the solution versus being a part of the problem, right? So we're not this magical unicorn that had a separate book. Oh yeah, I read this book, you didn't yet. Yeah, you're gonna get there whenever you go. No, not at all, right? You know, but I think that there's this level of you got to get to a point where you start controlling your output, because you can't control the input. You can't control that if a person responds back to your host post. You can't control that if someone signs up. You can't control if someone leaves your team, but you can control your output. And you've got to get to a point where your output is conditioned to show up in the same way every single day. Every single day. It is a non-negotiable, because if your vision is what I hope it is for you, then you will unconsciously want to do and act out. Because remember, like Carissa said, it's action, right? You want to act out what you need to do every single day to make that happen, right? Who wants to just constantly think of their life through vision? Don't you want it to be a reality? And at some point it can. But if you sit there and have this self-pity, right? And you allow a fight that happened with a friend 6 years ago, or and I don't want to say it to be rude, but a death in the family, or someone getting sick, or something that has really set you back, and trust and believe, I know so many of you are there and have been there, but I'm telling you right now, it does no good sitting there, because you can't understand the lesson God is trying to teach you right now. And although we don't understand why things happen to us, I'm telling you right now, you're not going through it alone. But if you choose to walk through it alone, you're going to stay there. You're going to sit there in this world of self-pity, and you're going to wonder why everyone is passing you. You're going to wonder why is everyone passing me? I want to be here and I want to do this, but everyone's passing me by, because I'm choosing to stick here. I'm choosing to stay here in my own head. I'm choosing to tell myself that I am not worthy of what all these other amazing men and women are worthy of. I'm not worthy of it. So I'm going to sit right here, right? And you think it's acceptable. And what you do is procrastinate. How many of you beautiful men and women procrastinate? I'm gonna tell you right now, procrastination is code for, yeah, I really don't necessarily want to push the envelope. So I'm going to act like I have to bounce to this, and this. So I don't have to really deal with the real thing that I'm supposed to deal with, right? Like, let's be real. Or you want to do it so perfectly that, well, if you know it's not going to be perfect, you don't even do it at all. How many of you are that, right? But procrastination, it breeds insecurity, right? When you only prolong what you feel you cannot accomplish. Woo! Jesus speaking to me. No, seriously, right? You only prolong what you think you can't accomplish. So ask yourself in this business, what are you prolonging? What are you pushing off? You don't want to do host to post? You scared of it? Right? It's this big green monster. You're like, I don't know. You heard Tasha say 800 host to post, and you're like, yep, I'm going to exit right now because I can't hang with that. Right? Seriously, I don't take cute selfies with coffee cups. Do you think people sign up from a cute selfie with a coffee cup? Come on, right? But we tell ourselves this, right? We see all these amazing, awesome leaders. Oh my God, but they're so pretty, and they drive this, and they've got this. Oh, sorry, kind of creepy, right? You know what I'm saying? But we want to justify why we're not working, so we feel better about our lack of effort. And then you come to your upline and say, what? I don't know what happened to my check. Oh, what? And you think I do? You think I know what happened to your check after what you did not do? And it's not even that maybe you show up to Zooms, but are you truly taking the content from the Zoom and putting it into action? There's a difference. You can be Zoom watchers 24,007 for 10 years straight. And I tell you, you will not necessarily be Black Diamond. You won't. Because if you don't put any of it into action, then what do you have, right? And here's another tip for you guys. You guys know that, like, I've been doing this new host to post method. It's not really new. I don't even want to say that, but I'm conditioning myself to show up every single day and send 30 messages at night before I go to bed. Just green light messages, right? I thought the first day when I sent out my 30, I thought I was going to have like 75 responses. Do you get that? I sent out 30 and I was like, oh, I already know I'm about to get 70 responses. Tomorrow's going to be lit. Girl, I woke up. I was like, hold up, let me log back out. Wait, hold up. Here's the thing. So I go to Amber and I was like, the lies you tell. You told me to do this and I did it and nobody responded. She was like, okay, do it again. And I was like, that's it? That's all? Okay, I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna keep doing it because now it's like a competition for myself, right? It's like this thing I want to keep going. But guys, we're no different. I'm not exempt from getting 0 responses. But guess what? If I chose to take that 0 response and be like, oh, see, I told you it didn't work, and then I give up, then what do I get for that? Absolutely nothing. I can't expect nothing that I'm not giving. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this makes sense a little bit, but last but not least, you guys, and I know so many of you are probably going to freak out when she says this, and it's probably another Zoom because her system, let me tell you, her system is kind of like, I don't know, but let's talk host to post really fast. Okay. I would say honestly that host to post is a game changer for many of us, right? Let's be real. It's been something that a lot of us have done for years now in our business. But Tasha, sis, tell me, I'd say like a 20,000 foot view, because I know it's probably super detailed, but tell me your system.
Okay. I just want to touch base. I mean, I just want to say something, and if you guys can comment, just comment a one. Have you guys ever woke up and just thought to yourself, like, I don't want to work my business today? Like, drop a one in the comment if you guys felt like that. Because let me tell you guys, I kind of like, I'm just piggybacking off Tavia. I think that's how you say it, right, sis? Tavia, sister. Um, the thing is the days that you don't want to show up are the most important days that you have to show up. And that is the only difference between us and these top leaders, presidentials, ambassadors, 2.0s, $50,000 paychecks, whatever. It's they show up every single day. They don't show up based on feeling. Because if they showed, let me tell you guys, if they showed up based on feeling, let me tell you, they probably wouldn't show up any day. Right? If I'm not like, let me go message 300 people today, right? It's like, I know my why, right? And I'm not going to complain like, oh, my why was annoying me today, so I couldn't get my work in. Stop using your why as your guys' excuse and get it done. Just get it done. Get up. When you want to cry, you sit at your desk and you cry. If you're tired, you sit at your desk and you cry tired. Because let me tell you guys are going to feel so much better after it's done. And before I close my eyes and I tell myself, would I be proud of my team and my upline if they did the work that I did today? And if I say yes, I close my eyes. If I say no, I sit at my desk until it's done. And so that's what I kind of just wanted to tell you guys is that don't work this business based on feeling, because sis, you're not going to want to work this business every day. So now let's go into host to post. Let me tell you guys, I don't like host to post. I did not build to double diamond on host to post. I built to double diamond on ignorance on fire and message 5,000 people. I did not care. I was like, I don't care what nobody says. We're just going to go for it, right? But and I was kind of stuck in that thing of like, no, I got my ways. I don't want to do tax replacement. I don't want to do boards. I don't want to do none of this. I don't, because what worked for me then, I'm going to do it, and it's not working anymore, right? Everything changes. So you guys got to keep up with what is going on. So I was stubborn, but then I was okay. And so I started doing hostables, and kind of like she said, I did not get any results on hostables. I'm like, this is junk. Nobody's responding. Everybody's telling me no. I was going, right? I was going for the yeses, right? I was going for the yeses. I'm like, I need like 10 people to tell me yes. Once I switched my mindset and I went for the no's, I'm not going to stop until I get 50 no's, right? Now I'm not scared of the no's anymore. Now I want them. And you know what? When I'm searching for the no's, I get all the yeses. Right? I get all the yeses. Go for no. That book is amazing. Changed everything in my business. And I'm just very scared of when people tell me no. I feel like crushed and embarrassed. And then I hide. Who wants to be told no? And so I started doing hostables. And let me tell you guys, the biggest tip is consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And if you guys are going to build on social media, you have to be open. Like, you have to show yourself. And I used to be like, girl, I look like a troll every day. I gotta take cute pictures. I can't go live because I gotta look good. I gotta make my hair. I don't remember the last time I brushed my hair. And people don't want that. People want me for who I am and my crazy kids. And they love to see that, because if there's a mom on the other end of my camera, and she sees a perfect life, you think that she can do this business? She's probably gonna tell herself she can. But when she sees a crazy mom like me, hair all wangas, kids running around screaming, I want lunch, I want dinner, all these things, right? She's like, dang, this girl can do it, so can I. And so that really helped me with my hostables, was my live videos. Gaining the trust from my live videos carried me over to getting hostables. The first 15 days, you guys, I think I got 546 hostables up, you guys, and it never used to always be like that. But my goal first was 5 a day. Every single day I would push for 5 a day. Then I would push for 10. And then I started getting overwhelmed and I had really bad anxiety. So I would do just 100 every 3 days, 100 to 150 every couple of days. Okay. And so Facebook, I'm just going to go real quick over Facebook because I know we're running out of time. So my Facebook method, you guys, is I focus on all hostables on steroids. Okay. Because the thing is that I want to grow my network, right? So if you guys focus, look at your guys' life, look at your business and be like, what is it that I need? Do you need to grow your friends list? Do you need the LCs or do you need the DTs? For me, I'm like, I think I'm funny, so I'm gonna get all these friends, right? I'm gonna get max at 5,000, and then they're gonna love me, and then they're gonna wanna become a loyal customer distributor, right? Because I'm gonna be consistent with my posting and my lives and my business opportunities and all these things, right? And so I'm bringing all these people. So I focus. Hi, hi. Hey, no, you can't do that. Okay. So I do host a post on steroids, you guys. It's just a giveaway host a post that a lot of you guys know it as. Basically, every day I do a giveaway host a post. Every day I do a giveaway post on my page. Drop the time you see this to enter my cash giveaway. Tomorrow, I'll make a post that says, drop your favorite color. And then so every single day I have comments on them, right? And guys, what I used to do is I used to reply to the comments and I used to say, message you, message you, message you, message you, message you, right? So for example, I have a post that has 150 comments on it. I have to go and message all these 150 comments and only 50 want to post for me. Waste my time. So now I'm like, message me, giveaway, message me, giveaway. So I'll reply to all the comments. Or like if it's a favorite number, I'll be like, message me, fave number. You know what I mean? And then now I replied to 100 comments, but now the people that are gonna want to post for me, message me. Now they're all in my inbox. Now I can just message them when I'm ready. Sorry, uncle wants to mow the lawn. I'm sorry, can you guys hear? Oh, life's just crazy right now. I'm sweating now. Okay, so now they're coming to me. So I do that. I reply to the comments every night. So when I wake up, I have all these giveaway, 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 all through my inbox. Now what I'm gonna do, just boards, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. By 9 o'clock my time, I probably have 40 host posts up already. And why? Because they're coming to me. Same thing. If Kamako comments on my host post, I give her the giveaway post. Same thing. I reply to their comment and I'm like, sis, I'm busy, please, please. And so I reply to their comments and I'm like, friend me and message me HAP. So now I know where the HAP is coming from. It's coming from my steroids. So now that's coming in, right? And so if I feel overwhelmed for the day, everybody will be left on unread. And then I'll take it over the next day. So now it's an overflow coming into me. So that's just how I do Facebook a little bit. I'm so sorry. Did that help? Is there anything else?
That's perfect. And it's so you guys, when I first, it's kind of crazy and we'll have to do it another Zoom, but like, I swear to you, I don't even know how I first got on her page once and I saw her, she like went live like every day and she would sit on live and I started sweating, like just watching her because I was like, wait a minute, she sits like, okay, but that's a whole nother subject. But guys, here's the thing that I want you guys to understand, is that what she said was key. What does your audience need? Here's the thing. I can sit here and tell you all day long, oh, I only do this, this, and this, and I sign 30 customers. That's great. But you have to start understanding what your audience needs. If your friends list is bleeding, meaning you got to dump it, sis, and get some new blood, like then you need to be doing the steroids one, which is the giveaway, right? You need to start adding people to your network because the only way to get those customers is if you have new people circulating. And you know what your community needs. So you need to do some hard work and just looking at your page and say, okay, when I post about the business, am I getting responses? Am I at least getting one new response every single day? If you're not, you already know what you need to do, right? Are my product posts on my page blowing up? Oh no, I don't even post product. Oh, well, okay. First, that's one issue, but separately, like we got to figure out where are you bleeding from? So that's the first thing you guys need to do for homework is just look at your page. What does your audience need? And I love doing the giveaway ones because I'm adding to my network too. And one of the things that she said was key, you guys. work smarter, not harder. Okay. So I do the same thing. I respond to each comment and I have them friend me and message me giveaway. I used to go and friend, you used to get blocked if you sent friend requests too fast. And then if you sent the message too fast, but I have no time for that, right? No one wants to be blocked on Facebook for 24 hours, especially when you're trying to run towards a goal. Okay. And so what she said was, you guys, is I'm in, I don't even know if you can see this, but let me just show you, like, I just want to show you what she's talking about. So I'm in Messenger. Okay. And so I go into my Messenger, right? Let me see if I can show you. And up at the top, I'm going to click my name, message requests, right? Here's just 3, but wait, okay, this is one folder. Then I'm going to click spam. Wait, maybe. And look at all these giveaways. All left unread. I will, like she said, we work through them when we're ready, but I have them there. It's almost like a funnel. We are constantly thinking, how do we keep it open? I have got to have new people circulating my page every single day. Why? Because I want to work smarter, not harder. No one wants to be on their phone 24/7. And I refuse to accept that I cannot have a successful marriage, that I cannot have a successful relationship with my children, that I cannot be a stay-at-home mom making whatever I decide I can make, right? I refuse to believe that I can't have it all. Because you can. If you don't believe you can have it all, then it's what you're telling yourself, right? And what did Tasha say in the beginning? She's like, if you believe you can or can't, that's what's going to happen, or like, right, like that's what it'll be. So if you believe you can't do it, guess what? Yep, you can't. If you believe you can, guess what? Yeah, you can, right? So I think it's all just kind of perspective, guys, and the way that you look at it. You guys are probably going to ask us, what host supposed to honestly, it's a giveaway. Whatever giveaway your host supposed to doing, I know
Sorry,
many
can I just touch base real quick? My kids are. I just want you guys to know that you guys are listening to what I get on Host Post. I want you guys to remember that I've been doing it this way for such a long time, and so be proud of your 5 or your 10. The thing is if you guys are just gonna be like, dang, she has 500, and you're gonna compare yourself, you're not gonna be proud of your 5. And so that's what I want you guys to do, is to be proud of your 5. Comparison is the evil of joy, and that same thing for me. I'm like, oh, I got like complete my steps to success 3 times, and somebody over there completed 10, and now I'm not proud of myself anymore. But no, I am. And so that's what I want you guys to understand, is like, be proud of every single host of posts. And maybe there are some of you guys who are like, I do a lot of host of posts and nobody comments. Perfect, sis. Keep going. Keep giving them different ones till you find the right one that's gonna go off for them. I had somebody post 3 for me. 3. None of them did anything. I do the 4th one. She had over 80 comments on it, you guys. And I almost gave up on her. I'm like, oh, I don't want you to post for me. You don't get any comments. Gave her that 4th one, 80 comments on it. So you guys just got to keep working on it until you find a winner. So not every post has comments. And I want you guys to understand that. Not every single post has 50 comments or whatever. 1 comment, that's a win for me. So I just wanted to touch base on that be proud of what you guys have.
Well, I agree. And she's right, guys. It's like, if you have one, be grateful for it. Because if you're not grateful for one, God is not going to bless you with anything more that he's like, oh, let me pull this right back, right? Like, start being grateful for it. And start, like, here's the thing that I think this process gives, especially whenever we found a way to not have to friend everyone and message everyone. It gives the fun back to what we're doing. Meaning, and when I say fun, it's not fun being on my phone 7 hours every single day thinking that's what's acceptable to work this business. It's not. Absolutely not. Because if someone were to know that I was working my business 7 hours a day, they're going to be like, yeah, not for me. Well, why would it be? Right? Especially if they have a full-time job. Okay. So at the end of the day, you guys, this is very, very simple. Do what I do. Send 30 messages every single night before you go to bed. Right. And then work yourself up to where you're posting a giveaway host to post every single day. Sure. Right. Take a little bit of what we're doing and do something, because what's not acceptable is to do nothing. Okay. If what you're doing is working, keep doing it. Don't switch it up. I'm never a firm believer that if you get on a Zoom and you want to switch all of it up because you hear something miraculous, but what you're doing is working, don't do that, right? Don't pivot if you don't have to, okay? But if you are not producing, you got to pivot, right? Because it's all about what your input is, right? You can be giving output every single day, but if it's not producing anything, you got to switch it up. If you don't know how to switch it up, go to your upline and ask them, right? Hey, I'm doing this. Like, where am I going wrong? I am not enrolling like everyone else is, or like I should be, or like I thought I would be. Where can I redirect myself, or where do I have to redirect my focus or my attention, right? It's very simple, guys. And it is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. Like she said, some blow up, Some don't. But if you're consistent doing it every single day, your funnel's always going to be open with people. You are never, what'd she say? It's better to be overwhelmed than underwhelmed. You never want to be underwhelmed when it comes to host to post. If you have the opportunity to be overwhelmed, stay overwhelmed with host to post because you work it at your pace. It's not like, oh my gosh, you have to message 1,000 host to posts in that day. Nobody said that. You know what I mean? Okay, so got it 40 host to posts and none had comments. So I'm changing the website and never doing that. See, there you go. There you go, right? That happens, guys, but we're not exempt from having to pivot and change things too, right? Just because something didn't work, it's not a reflection that you don't work. It's not a reflection that you won't be successful. No, it's a reflection of, well, this just didn't work, right? Keep it what it's about versus trying to expand it into something bigger. We tend to do that, especially, I don't even know if it's color personalities. I think all of us do it, but we tend to then start to think it's us. Oh, well, this post didn't work. So then that just means I'm a bad friend. Like, how do you get from this to this? What are you doing? No. So hopefully this all makes sense, you guys. Carissa, last thoughts, girl, that you want to share with everyone before we hop off.
Last thoughts. I mean, y'all hit a lot of stuff. It's just, I would say last thoughts is finding 5 things that was said on this Zoom. If you got to watch the recording 2 more times to find them, find 5 things that you're going to see from this Zoom and put them into action and utilize them. Whether it's whether it's now being called out on being a procrastinator, and now you see how bad you procrastinate, where it's not you analyzing what you put up, it's you procrastinating. It's just procrastinating. So whether it's that where you just say, oh, F it, I'm just going to post it. Whether it's that, or maybe it could be, anything else you heard, host a post, just stop comparing yourself and just do what you have to do and not looking towards anyone else. Because by all means, if you're looking at somebody else, you have no idea, like they said, what's going on within that person. You don't know what they're doing. For me personally, I'd rather have my sanity and my mental in check than to be the person I was 4 years ago that was on my phone, having it ding every few seconds, no sleep, just waking up all times of the night answering messages instead of realizing that everything can work on a structured schedule if you want it to be. So you don't have to be on your phone for 15 hours. If you are on your phone for 15 hours and you're not enrolling nobody, something wrong. So me personally, I can say I probably total it all up. I'm probably working 3 to 4 hours a day, maybe at the max. And I'm able to get a lot accomplished. I'm able to get my haps up I'm able to get everything accomplished. So to be able to do that and then still doing events on the weekends. So it's not like it's just all social media, So okay, Tasha's getting hot. I guess she's getting excited. So to be able to just put those different things that we've said into action is going to be what the key is. Not just hearing everything on here and go to sleep and wake up and go back to your normal routine. Put that time aside for yourself at the beginning of the day. Set the way you structure it in your mind when you first wake up. Get your affirmations done. Get your journaling done. Get that done to start your day so that it's on the right track. And just always know every time a day is not going the way it's supposed to, you're easily able to just reset it and wake up the next day and do it again. Because that's the way this business focuses and is set up. You're able to always reset and start over. And I love that. And that's something I always do. I will reset in a minute. Whether it's a nap, I don't do naps no more though. It's kind of hard to do those. But if it's resetting me going to bed at 10 o'clock, oh, I'm asleep. I'm done. Like I look forward to a sleepy tea in college and where you at. So definitely, and same thing like with anything, I'm not going to get overwhelmed. These 6 or 7 loads of clothes I done did, I ain't overwhelmed. I've been folding them for 2 days. I'm not overwhelmed. You know what I did yesterday? I put them clothes right here and left them in these baskets, and I'm finishing them now. I'm just coming back to them 24 hours later. I'm just coming back to them to fold them again. And I washed some more and added it to it. I got another one about to come up here. The niece bringing it. Not going to get them clothes. The kids are here for that. So another load coming on to do it. So don't overwhelm yourself and feel like everything needs to be done all at one time. And that's the same way I feel like with life. Everything does not need to be done at all one time, but structure yourself and put those priorities in place as to what needs to be accomplished first. I think that's all I got.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Tasha, any last words for you?
No, I was just like cheering Chris on. I was just like, yeah, that's so good. But my biggest tip, you guys, is just to really just push through those hard days. I mean, those days that you guys don't want to show up. And, you know, if this helps you guys, is that everybody that you guys see on social media, like we were saying, is not cupcakes and rainbows. You guys, you're doing an amazing job. And just remember when that mom guilt kicks in, because to be honest, that mom guilt kicks in with me really bad. I'm home with my kids. My kids are healthy. My kids have the mom that's present, and I'm doing this for my kids. Everything that I did for my business to get us to triple diamond, I regret nothing. All the sacrifices, I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what? Actually, back in February, I wish I did sleep. No, because now I have the freedom that some people don't have. So do the things now that people don't want to do, so that you can do the things next month that people can't. And so that's it. Hope you guys took
Oh,
something
amen. That
from
was
this.
really good. That was really good. Something that sticks with me every single day, you guys, is listen, every day is not a good day, but there is always something good in every day. And I think it's up to you to determine what that is. What does that look like? Say it, speak it, be grateful for it. And I think that gratitude, man, gratitude can take you so far, you guys, so far. And you've got to start focusing on the good versus focusing on the negative and the bad and the overwhelm and everything that's loading and weighing you down. Because here's the thing, that if something is weighing you down, someone, something, multiple things, it's because you're allowing it. So you got to decide in this moment if you're going to continue, like, Chris is saying, like, are you going to continue allowing it to run you? Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm over it, I'm done. I'm not saying that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and be underwhelmed, but I'm going to say that I am no longer going to allow myself to feel overwhelmed. And by that, this means I'm going to prep my night, my day the night before. I'm going to wake up 30 minutes early and I'm going to journal and I'm going to say affirmations. Even if you're laying in bed, you guys, don't overcomplicate this. We're not saying you have to get up, get dressed, and then walk down to your office or your living room and then journal. No, if you have to sit right there and roll your happy butt over and start journaling, guess what? That's what you need to do. God will bless you no matter what, right? But you've got to do the work. And sometimes you guys, you just have to remember, no matter what type of day is ahead of you, you got to pour into you. You've got to come from overflow, because if you don't, it will defeat you, right? It will defeat you before any blessing is ever going to come to you, before you even see the blessing coming to you, right? Because if you're too exhausted, if you're too overwhelmed to just continue to even finish the day, guys, I mean, seriously, like, you don't understand or know what you're missing in the later part of the day, what encounter you're missing, right? Figure out how to win the day. Don't focus on what's going to happen 3 weeks from now and give yourself anxiety. Stop holding on to the past that you cannot change. Let it go, right? And win the day, right? There's a book that's a really good book, but win the day. Figure out how you will win the day, and you do it every single day. So that's our tip for you guys. Hope this helped you guys. I appreciate you guys. I will upload the recording tonight and I will get it out.